2, 1, go. Hello, welcome back to the JDA Football Podcast. This week we have got a very interesting week. So we're going to talk about coronavirus, big topic this week. Don't do it. We're also going to talk about Europa League and Champions League games that we played. Thanks for doing that, Joe. And that'll be on this episode, so see what we have to say about all these topics. Alex hasn't got it. I'm just pretending to have it, aren't you?
You never know.
To be honest, I've got a really tickly cough at the moment.
Same.
Oh no. Now we're going to go on to the big news of this week. Of course, it is coronavirus. This has affected tons of people around the world. Something that started in China, and now it's affecting football. And we're going to discuss which leagues are going to stop playing. The majority of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Alex is going to go through them now.
So we're just going to go through today's news.
Yeah, if you want.
Mostly because there's been some big news just this morning, basically. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta is tested positive for the coronavirus, which I know some Tottenham fans are pretty pleased with. I saw some videos earlier today.
Were they just...
They were just like dancing and stuff.
God.
And Chelsea winger, also very young England star, Callum Hudson-Odoi, has also tested positive as well, and he had this to say. 1 second. Oh, wrong one.
Got the right clip up now. Go.
I'm following the health guidelines and self-isolating myself from everybody for the week. I hope to see everybody soon and hopefully be back on the pitch very soon. Take care.
So yeah, it's been very hard football these past few weeks. A lot of things been cancelled.
Well, the Prem's been stopped until the 4th of April, I think.
The entire EFL has been suspended until the 3rd of April due to the coronavirus, which I don't know what to say. It's precautionary measures, but I don't think, because games such as, because did you say something about the lower leagues and stuff being cancelled as well?
Yeah, but if they're saying the whole of the EFL, that means League 2, League 1, and Championship, Prem.
If they're going to stop things like that from happening, then they should stop other things like weddings and stuff and all that, because more people will go to a wedding than the people will go to probably Exeter and Fleetwood.
What gets me is this is, I heard something yesterday that said if all the games were called off, like they have been, the pubs wouldn't show the games.
Yeah,
because of the gambling.
They're stopping pubs from showing it because it'll just
I'm pretty sure about 20 people go to a pub to watch a football match.
Yeah, but
most.
if it's not in the stadium, the next best atmosphere will be in a pub.
Let's be realistic though. People are going to go to the pub anyway, even if they'll force it to be on.
We saw it against PSG as well. None of their fans were allowed at the stadium, but I think it was about 30,000 people outside of the stadium setting fireworks off. So you're never going to stop people coming together in times like this, because I think if you try and separate people, they'll want to be more together, like, more often.
Well, Italy have done it. Italy have managed to pull it off, but they've stopped everything.
Yeah, I think they made a rule you had to be a metre away from everyone at all times. So, and they only opened shops.
Is that a metre, would you say?
No, more than that.
You've got it now.
You'd have to be over there.
Oh.
You're at risk.
Well, the Bundesliga has been cancelled as well, or postponed.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I know they had some games behind closed doors, like Mönchengladbach and Cologne, but they haven't played many more. So.
How do you think this is going to affect the whole game of football?
Unless they stop the games until people can get back into the stadiums to start watching it again, I think it's going to affect football massively. I think if they stop the games for a bit longer, and then when they get their games back on, they can not do it behind closed doors, it'll be much better than if they just did it as quick as possible and no one was there, because it's still a football match and you'd be happy to see your team has won, but it's kind of less satisfying if you don't have the atmosphere of the game, like it corresponds to what your team's done on the pitch. Because I know a few results we've had this season, I wouldn't be so happy with the results, but because of the type of atmosphere that happened before the game and all that. I think it just adds that something to it.
What about you, Joe?
Well, the game's nothing without the atmosphere. Without the people in the stadium, I wouldn't be watching it, because half of it is the fans, and like the players won't play as well without the fans there, because they're playing to the crowd.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't be like showing off to a camera, because they don't see the cameras, they don't see any of it. They just see the fans cheering their names, and that's what they're playing for.
And we saw the Liverpool Athletic game yesterday. None of that would have happened if there wasn't any fans. It would have gone like completely differently in the whole.
Yeah, Atletico wouldn't have coped.
No.
No.
I think Liverpool would have stuck 3 or 4 past Atletico, because I think the fans just behind them in the first half were really helping them with defensively.
We'll get on to the Champions League and Europa League in a bit, but I watched the United game last night against LASK, the top Austrian team, and it was interesting to see what the players were saying, because you don't normally get to hear what they were saying. And I was quite surprised, because I know goalkeepers have to be like they have to shout and whatnot.
Yeah, they're vocal.
But Romero, I've never seen him like that. He always looks chilled and calm, but you could see like he was shouting a lot. So I suppose that's a positive that you could take out of it, that you can hear what your players are communicating and see if it is working.
I think the manager will be able to understand his players a bit more if he can like hear in an actual game situation what his players are thinking. So
yeah, I mean, it's the first time United have in their history have played with behind closed doors. So how long? Don't think Everton have either.
I think we played some friendly matches behind closed doors, but just like not competitive games.
So the Prem and the EFL have said about 3rd to the 4th of April. Yeah. Would you extend that, or would you minimise it, or what would you do?
Because I know Italy are on the down, like, I think.
Yeah, Italy are recovering.
But until we know when like our cases are decreasing and all that, I think they should just wait until we can go to stuff like this.
What about you, Joe? Would you make the extend date longer than 4th of April, or would you bring it shorter to say, I don't know, the 20th of March?
Well, April is just a date at the moment. It's not set. So I reckon if it's still rampant, if it's still causing a lot of issues for the NHS and we're still like finding contacts, close contacts, I think they will have to extend that. So, and if it all dies off, they'll just call off the deadline.
Yeah.
It's a flexible date, and I think that's what's best.
Euros, another big topic.
Yeah,
that's probably going to be postponed.
Might be next year instead.
Does that affect? Well, I think it's going to affect England personally, because
less competitions.
Well, yeah, but I think most of their players are at the peak at the moment, and I don't know if you never know. Rashford could not be the same player next season.
A lot of English players this season are having the best seasons of their career. Jack Grealish, Marcus Rashford, probably. Madison, like Vardy is probably having one of the best seasons.
Maybe not so Kane,
but he has been injured. But other than that, I think England had a great chance of getting quite far in the Euros, if not winning it, because they got 4th in the World Cup, and that's the World Cup. If they can do that, then they have more than a good chance of winning the Euros. But you never know, next year could be quite good. But it also affects lots of the clubs, because the clubs use these sorts of competitions to look for players who they can sign and stuff. But without the Euros, it's going to affect quite a lot of clubs, because they'll have to go to different games to see who they want to buy. So,
what about Wales? What do you think? I don't know about their peak careers and where they're at. But
Gareth Bale's definitely on the decline, and I think next year it could be his last year. So if we don't get it done quickly, the Euros, then we don't really.
One
thing I do think Wales are doing good is bringing youth in. I know England are doing it as well,
Wilson.
But Daniel James.
Yeah.
You've seen a massive improvement in him, haven't you? From
a lot of very good attacking players, but I don't see many defensive players coming in that much, and we've got
James
quite a
lacklustre
defence.
Plays for Villa, doesn't he?
He's on
Ashley
right now.
Will.
Is it? Yeah, he's on.
And Purdue, it's quite good from Chelsea.
Oh yeah. Did you see his haircut?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But Wales, do you reckon they will do in the Euros next year?
I don't think they'll do as well as they did last Euros, but I still see us getting past the group stage.
Would you say this is good for Wales because they've got another year for people to get the experience, like James, like Wilson, like Hampton?
I know Ryan Giggs came in quite recently. Really, I think he's been in charge just over a year, is it?
Yeah, it's probably
yeah.
something like that.
I think if they give him another year, I think he could get the squad together a bit more with all these young players just coming through now. So it might be beneficial, but you never know.
And if you are worried about the coronavirus, go to, I don't know, BBC News.
Helpline.
Go to one of the news outlets.
I know Boris was talking about it yesterday, but try and not go to hospital.
Yeah, if you want to read up on it, go and check it out on the news websites. So that's coronavirus wrapped up.
Don't go unless you're Jason. Wait.
Jason shouldn't be watching it anyway.
We'll lock you in your room.
Jason, self-isolate.
Self-isolate for the rest of your life.
Okay, I'm not a part of this.
He is.
I'll tell you. Go.
So this week on the Champions League, we saw Tottenham get demolished by RB Leipzig. 3-0
on the night.
With Sabitzer, with 2 Sabitzer goals and a Forsberg goal in the 87th minute, just to put them down in the dust.
Finished 1-0 in the first leg.
Spurs. Mourinho doesn't look the man for the job.
He does not fit for it anymore, does he?
I mean, he's brought Bergwijn in, but he's got injured. And I don't think he's making the right things. I mean, who plays Eric Dyer at CDM?
Who plays Dele Alli as striker?
Did he play him as striker?
A lone striker, Dele Alli. And he has Bergwijn, Lucas Moura, they can all play striker.
I'm telling you, he's lost the plot.
I know.
He has lost the plot. Anyway, Red Bull Leipzig, probably like the equivalent of City, but in the German league.
Yeah, definitely.
I know a ton of Bundesliga teams hate them because of what they've done. So I think, so rightly, they should not like them. But what's the next game?
If they're doing well.
After that was Valencia-Atalanta. Atalanta beat Valencia 4-3, bringing it to 8-4 on aggregate, with a 4-1 victory in the first leg.
Ilicic getting 4 goals.
Getting 4 goals, yeah. 2 of them were penalties, admittedly, and then Gamero and Torres getting goals. Gamero getting 2 there.
To be honest, I'm surprised that Valencia and Atalanta have made it this far because I think
Atalanta 3 years ago were in the Europa League and not getting out of the group.
Really?
So for them to come this far so quickly,
they're in the quarters now, aren't they?
They're in the last 8 of the Champions League.
This is the first time they've got there as well.
I think, is it on par with when Leicester did it?
I'm not sure, but no, Leicester didn't get to the quarters, I don't think.
So they did.
They played Atletico, but I think it might have been in the round of 16.
Mm.
But how far do you reckon Atalanta can go?
Depending on who they get in the next round, I think if they get Atletico, I think they have a chance. But any of the other teams, I can't see them getting any further than this.
Yeah. So Leipzig, would you say that they'll be there?
Well, I think Leipzig going forward are much too strong for Atalanta. They did concede 4 goals against Valencia over 2 games, but I think Leipzig, even though their defence is a bit lacklustre, I think their attack's much too strong for Atalanta. So
before we go on to the next game, I'm not sure if you saw, but do you know Upamecano, who's like a big beast?
Yeah, he got polished out.
Yeah, he got like bodied by what's his name? The Spurs defender, who's quite new. Yeah, he got bodied by that, and that was pretty weird because I've never seen him get bodied like that before. What's the next game? Oh, the phone's locked. Oh no, it's not. Oh. Next game is
Bet365.
not sponsored.
Well, pretty sure.
Jason, do not click off now.
Pretty sure everyone knows about this. Liverpool have been knocked out by Atletico Madrid. Thank God. 3-2, bringing it to 4-2 on aggregate.
Simeone masterclass, absolutely masterclass.
Well, I mean, I watched the highlights. I didn't watch the game, but it looked like he parked the bus a bit.
I'm pretty sure every time it went near Atletico's box, they just belted it clear, and then 3 times in extra time it worked. So yeah.
So what was it? It was.
Llorente got 2 goals.
Did
He's
it go
only
in?
ever scored 3 goals in his career, and 2 of them were against Liverpool
Was
at
it
Anfield.
1-1
It was 1-0.
before it went into extra time?
It was 1-0.
1-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, 1-0.
And then it went in, and then Llorente
2-0.
scored. But
2-0.
Llorente scored, then Firmino
No,
scored.
Firmino scored. So
It
bringing
was
it
2-0,
to
and then Llorente scored 2, and then Morata scored in the last minute. Adrian had an absolute stinker.
Was it the pass that went? Like,
Um,
the pass went to.
he went.
What's his name?
He just
The guy who
passed it
scored, Llorente.
straight to Llorente, and then he got caught off balance for the second one.
They were very similar shots though, and I don't know
Yeah.
how Adrian didn't.
He-
They were right in the corner, but
But any other
I don't know how
goalkeeper
he
would
does it.
probably save that. And then the last one, his positioning was all wrong. Just sheer pace from Morata, just getting past Gomez easily, and then sticking it in the bottom corner. So
do you reckon he was right to play Gomez in that game against Atletico
I think
as well?
he's a bit unexperienced, even though he has been in a couple of Champions Leagues. But yeah, Matip's injured, I think, is he?
He's
not
yeah, he
playing.
I'm
And
they're
then
not going to play Lovren.
Lovren's just had a stinker against Watford, so
Well,
can't
Liverpool
really
have had
say.
a stinker of a week, to be honest. Going from where they were to where they are now, I think a lot of Liverpool fans were certainly disheartened at all that.
Klopp out. That's what I'm saying.
Going from not being able to win the Champions League, not being able to win the treble, not being invincible for a whole season, and
In just a week.
losing the home record, which was, did you see their home record? That
Yeah,
is
like-
massive. But Atletico as well. How? What's the next game?
After that was PSG Dortmund.
Which was played behind closed doors.
Yeah, 2-0
Parc de
to
France.
PSG.
That was.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
It
I
was.
did.
It was an alright. Do you watch it? It was an alright game. Neymar and Bernat scored. On aggregate, it was 3-2 because Haaland. I think it was 2-1 in the first leg, and Haaland got the 2 goals that that you might have seen, but he didn't show up in this game.
You see the PSG players doing
Yeah,
the celebration. That was hilarious.
I don't know. How to do it.
Neymar did it after his first goal as well.
I mean, that's ridiculous. They're like 20. I know Mbappe is young, but they're all in the like 23 upwards. Haaland's 19, and
Yeah,
that's just
I mean-
proving that he's bigger than them
Yeah,
by them doing that.
he scored 2 last game.
Yeah, 2 in that last match.
Yeah, he scored 2 last game, and they're just making a mockery of him.
He's 19. He's just scored 2 goals against you.
Yeah, in
Why-
the Champions.
Yeah,
League.
he nearly knocked you out. Why are you doing that?
No. I mean, I'm pretty sure if Dortmund won, yeah, I don't think they would be doing the Mbappe celebration,
No.
would they? But
It's disrespectful, to say the least.
it just shows how big Haaland is, though, if Neymar's doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, Neymar's not got a lot to him, has he? Really? We know he's bad at diving. But
we have seen it before with what's his name? Kazawa against Sweden when he did that aeroplane celebration.
also,
And then Sweden went in back. Yeah. Sorry.
we'll move on to Europa League next. But another big thing that was postponed this week was the City versus Arsenal game due to the whole postponed and cancellation thing.
But it does mean that Liverpool can't win it at Goodison. So
it?
yeah.
Yeah, game in hand.
Wouldn't this be great? Liverpool, the first league title in 30 years.
They don't even need to play, or it's behind closed doors.
And it's behind closed doors and they can't celebrate with the fans. How great would that be? Right,
And they might not be able to do the parade either.
I
of the
think it would be
gathering.
even better if Klopp gets coronavirus, doesn't show up to the games, and then they
lose.
bottle it because they only need 2 games now, don't they?
Yeah. Now we're going to go on to the round of 16, I think it is. Yeah, round of 16 of the Europa
BTEC
League games.
Champions League. Oh, sorry, the Europa League.
And
You
the first
either
game,
of them.
we're going to go with the
Made
ones that you would
The
all
last
really
4
know.
of the
So the first
EFL
one
Cup.
is going to be
Why not?
LASK versus Manchester United.
Really tight game. I didn't know which way this was going to go.
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute mauling by Manchester United.
I think Bruno Fernandes was a waste of money.
Do you
Didn't
actually-
even
oh,
score.
yeah.
Didn't even score.
That's what all the Liverpool fans are probably saying. But yeah, I watched it. It was a very good match. Not so much the atmosphere, But Igalo got one, and this is how I see it. Igalo's a hold-up player, which likes to hold up, turn around and shoot. He's good though, isn't he? No, he's scored in his last 3 games. Igalo.
Against who? LASK, Derby County.
And Club Brugge.
Ooh.
Yeah, backup striker.
Tough opposition.
United are weird. They'll justify an £80 million purchase from 2 goals, but a manager loses 3 games in a row and he's out. I really don't get United fans' attitudes.
Well, this is the thing, we've been used to winning over the years, and now we're having to adapt to go to winning games one week and losing games the next week.
Yeah, but you're so picky with your managers, and then you spend ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah, but there's a certain...
and your fans are happy with that money if they score 2 games.
Yeah, but there's a certain culture and philosophy that you have to follow, and that's why Mourinho, Van Gaal and Moyes all didn't make it, because they didn't follow the philosophy.
What's your philosophy?
Bringing in young players, developing them,
yes, but
and making wing play, and bringing like an attacking thing, like movement to the team.
But you've offered over 100 million at this point for Grealish, and he's worth 40.
We're not nothing's come out and said we're going for 100 million. What I've heard is 50
But
million.
now you don't need
Over the
to.
half term, there was 100 million going for Grealish, and it went back down to 80. But you have offered ridiculous amount of money for players that aren't worth that. And
Yeah,
I
but
don't
we've
get
not
that.
we've not offered it just yet, have we?
Phil
So
Jagielka.
this is all coming through Sky Sports and all sources like that. It's not actually been like full on put out there yet, has it?
You need
I
Phil
still like-
Jagielka.
You call City fans the checkbook club, but
Yeah, but if
it's
you
just
think,
as bad.
yeah, but if you think about it, the class of '92, they all came through our youth academy. About 6 or 7 of them. City have never done that. All they have done is bought their way through. Think about their team at the moment.
Phil Foden.
They've bought all their players. Phil Foden, he's not even starting. If City
Zinchenko.
don't want to be a checkbook club, which they are, start playing him.
Yeah, but the only way they don't have any depth. They don't have any they're like an empty club. They don't have any
Fans.
They don't have any fans. They don't have any history. They don't have any They don't have
They
any
have nothing
real
behind them.
passion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is why they're a money club.
they're just up front. But United spend too much money that you can't
But they
justify.
have people that like them spending money. Unlike City, they're just like, okay, yeah, spend the money. But if you don't win, then we're disappointed. But there's not many clubs like that now. I think there's more clubs if you spend a lot of money like Villa did in the summer, and you bring good players, and then the fans will get behind the players.
I was more disappointed in Villa over the summer because we spent a
the
ridiculous
class
amount of money.
that you got in wasn't up to
No,
the 100 million that
we bought too many players. We haven't played some of them, and then we've had to replace them because they weren't good enough.
Mm.
And I haven't seen Jota on the pitch an awful lot. I know he has been playing and he has been putting in the work when he's come on the pitch, but he's been a big no-show for me. And now we're saying Dean Smith might be out if we lose this weekend. But I think it's too late in the season to replace a manager unless we're
Struggling.
yeah, which we are, but I'm really
Still got quite a
disappointed.
lot to go.
So the next game we're going to go on to is Olympiacos versus Wolves. Olympiacos got a 54th minute goal with Arabi, and then Neto scored in the 67th minute for Wolves, and Ruben Semedo got a red card in the 29th minute. So this changed the game quite a lot with this red card, but I'm surprised Olympiacos didn't concede more with 10 men as well for that long.
They did
period of
score
time.
with 10 men,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
quite impressive.
Yeah. Do you reckon Wolves will come
I
out?
watched them play against Arsenal, and I really wasn't impressed with them at all. They look like a championship club at best, and for them to be getting results against Arsenal and Wolves is just a bit surprising, to be honest.
Do you reckon Wolves could compete? Could beat them? Sorry, and
Yeah,
definitely, yeah.
At Molineux, they'll
Yeah.
probably turn them over.
The next game we're going to go on to is Rangers versus Bayer Leverkusen. Rangers had a lot of hope going into this game. I mean, it looks like it didn't start off too well for them, with Kai Havertz getting a penalty in the 37th minute and converting it, and then they did pull one back, but
they were already 2-0 down.
Yeah, with I can't say his name, Aragariz. I don't know. He scored in the 67th minute, so like Alex said, they were already 2-0 down, and then they score with Edmondson, with Bailey, the young Jamaican winger, getting the goal in the 88th minute. Yeah, 88th minute, and Leverkusen look a force to be reckoned with in this Europa League, I would say.
Yeah, I don't see any coming back here from Rangers. I know they played very well in the last games against Braga, but yeah, I can't really see them doing anything going back to Germany.
What about you, Joe? Do you think Rangers could pull it back?
If we look at the stats, there's a complete domination by Leverkusen. They had 64.7% possession, and it was just, they had so much more passes. They just had more control of the ball throughout the whole game, and I don't think Rangers will be able to top that in their next game.
That's quite impressive, because many teams like Braga we've seen could control the ball, but the atmosphere got to them. I think Leverkusen got the balance right.
Yeah, they got the ball,
keeping the ball and not focusing on the atmosphere so much, which has affected the other teams.
Yeah, they got the ball and they focused on the game, and that was really impressive.
Right, that's it for this roundup. See you in a bit.
Have a nice day.
Unless you're Jason.
Yeah, unless you're Jason.
Oh,
you joining in now?
I'll join in.
Jason, click off now, or just don't watch it in general ever again.
Is this going to be a reoccurring theme?
Unsubscribe.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Alright, okay.
Unsubscribe.
Do we get Jason's podcast, or we just like burn a Liverpool shirt in his honour?
We could get
Because your name's Jason, we're taking out the J.
Adrian.
And Joe's changing his name to
Why?
Benicophobe.
Right.
So it's the
We'll get that
BD.
No.
We'll get that arranged. Right, that's it for this episode. Hopefully none of you get this virus, and have a safe weekend.
Except Jason. I hope he gets it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't, does he? You don't do it. You don't mean that.
I mean it 100%.
You've spoken to him, you've trained with him.
Right, that's a bye from me.
But I'm immune.
You're immune. Right, okay.
If you hate Liverpool, you're immune.
Right, okay, ready.
Okay.
So we're all immune.
Just say bye.
Bye.
See you in the next one.